Hello, welcome back to my channel. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's jump right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about self-respect. Okay, RESPECT. Find out what it means to me. Shout out to Aretha Franklin. Okay, I am here. I'm so excited to talk about this. Self-respect is a very, very important matter. And when we talk about self respect, we're talking about the definition. It's pretty much a proper respect for oneself as a human being. It's a regard for one's own standing or position. When you look up respect by itself, it's pretty much an admiration for someone or something, qualities, achievements, and things of that nature. So it's like an admiration. So when you connect it together, I'm thinking, let's merge it an admiration for yourself as a human being, your own standing and your own position. I'm just merging the definitions together here. And so when we're talking about self-esteem, there's a beautiful article that I found on it. So I'm going to be sharing some points. It's from Mind. Let me see where it's from, y'all. It's from Mind Valley. It's a beautiful blog, very extensive. And so I'm going to be sharing some points from that and my own points, and we'll merge them together and we'll make it happen. Okay. So the first line from the article, I find it very like pow pow, like in your face. Okay. And what that first line says is self-respect forms the foundation of all the decisions you'll ever make. How you treat yourself and how you allow others to treat you. And so the last video I made talked about desperation and everything like that. And so this video is about self-respect. And no one, I mean no one, should be comfortable disrespecting you. Prophetess Lauryn Hill said, respect is the minimum, right? And so you have to demand respect from people that enter your life, right? But then we have to focus on ourselves and see what we're not respecting in our own lives, right? Are you valuing your own time? Are you putting some respect on your time? Are you reclaiming your time? Right? Are you respecting your energy? Are you protecting your peace? Like, these are all things that you have to deal with on a foundational level with yourself. But like I said before, especially Black women, we're not taught to care for ourselves. We're not taught about self-love. These are new concepts. I'm talking about growing up. It was take care of your little brother, take care of your little sister, and then when you get older, take care of your man. It's everybody else before yourself. And so now we're literally working backwards now to take care of ourselves and love ourselves, like self-love, self-respect, self-esteem. Like, we're literally working backwards and making sure that we are good. And so when you have self-respect and we're bringing that into dating somebody, you're going to ask the right questions. You're not going to be afraid to, call someone out on their crap. You're not going to be afraid to challenge, somebody. You're not going to be afraid to lose somebody, right? Because you choose yourself first, right? And so if this person leaves because you're asking them a question about where we stand, then that person wasn't trying to be in a committed relationship with you in the first place. And I do believe there's a way to communicate. It's not about, so much about what you say, it's how you say it. But we cannot be fearful, with losing a guy, and we don't show our authentic selves, right? Those days are done. Those days are over with, right? And so let's talk about what it looks like if you don't have self-respect, if you don't have respect for yourself. And some points from the blog, they're talking about you're a doormat, right? You're a doormat. Anything goes, people can treat you any kind of way. Another point that they bring up is you lose yourself in the relationship, right? If you're dating somebody from New York, your vernacular change. You yo yo yo, what's up? You wearing door knocker earrings. You date someone from Louisiana, now you have an accent. How you doing, baby? And all this other stuff, and become a chameleon. That person is your whole entire life. They're your whole existence and everything like that. That's not kosher. That's not that's not gonna work. You have to be your own person, right? One of the other points that stood out to me, you care for people who don't care for you. And that is literally one of the huge plights of Black women. We care, we pour into people. And Samantha Cooker, her YouTube channel, I watched one of her videos, and she was just saying that Black women have the lowest standards for the quality of men that we accept, and we still get crapped on, period. You know what I mean? So it's like you have high standards, they say it's too high. You have low standards, you're still picking, basic type of dudes, and they still treating you like crap. Also, you tolerate verbal, mental, and physical abuse. Okay? You're tolerating abuse from people if you have a low respect for yourself, right? Another one, you sleep with people casually, just to feel like you belong. That's not, you can't just give up your body to anybody, right? Another thing is you're a puppet. Anybody can pull your strings. Anybody says anything, you're moving. That's not okay, right? So those are some of the things I picked up, what it looks like if you don't have self-respect. And I said this in another video of mine a while back, talking about you date at the level of your self-esteem, honestly. So go back, do a little inventory of the people that you allowed in your life. And it goes back to your childhood. If you never had a father to affirm you, to validate you, even if he was present, if he was emotionally unavailable and he did not give you that validation growing up, any man who gives you a compliment or says I love you or whatever, you know what I mean, now you feel like, hey, I'm validated as a human being, you know what I mean, and that's not what validates you as a human being. Another person telling you, that you're valuable. No, that's not the case. God created you. That's what makes you valuable. He's the one that, gave you purpose. So no man can give you value. No person, no human being can give you value. And we have to understand that, right? You're unique, you're beautiful, and we're not comparing you. And you know what? Society has really messed up our vision of what's beautiful and what's not, because they project a certain ideal of what beauty is supposed to look like. But if you embrace all of the things that you have, from your skin color to your hair texture, and or however you want to wear it, relaxed, natural, whatever you want to do, it's your right to do it. You know what I mean? And so some things that we have to do in order to level up in our self-respect this is my point. It might be in the article, but I'm gonna close it for now, is you have to set boundaries, right? You have to know what your limits are. You need to know who you are, right? And in order for you to do that, you cannot be afraid of abandonment. So whatever your abandonment issues are, or whatever fears you have concerning people leaving you, or whatever the case may be, you have to resolve those issues. You have to know who you are, what your value systems are. You have to have non-negotiables, so that when somebody comes into your life and he's talking about, it's been a long time, he's on the deacon board, or he's, preaching and stuff like that, and he's talking about, I'm a man, I have needs, and he's trying to pressure you to sleep with him. Now you say, you know what, that doesn't work for me, Pastor. There's no negotiation. Like, that's a non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable. That doesn't work for me. No. or if he comes at you talking about, you know what, I think that, you know, people cheat, it happens, or whatever. Well, it ain't gonna happen on my watch. If that's how you rock, I'm not gonna roll like that. You know what I mean? And so you have to be able to have non-negotiables, these things that you're not gonna budge on, that you're not gonna play games on, that you're not, and you have to be able to guard your heart. You have to be able to guard your heart, and you don't allow charm and a nice suit and swag to be able to pull you off course. So those are just some things that I wanted to share from myself, and I'm just gonna go right back to the little article, and let's see what other things that they want to say. Right? Respect your word. Respect your word, your own word. Like, if you say you're going to do something, do it. And that's how we lose respect for ourselves, because you don't believe yourself. When you say you're going to do something, you don't do it. You say you're going to show up at this time, you don't show up at that time. So keep your word to yourself. Keep your promises that you make to yourself. Right? Respect your own feelings. This is a good one that they have here. And they also, I see that they have the respect your time. They also have respect your boundaries. So we're on the same page. My notes and their notes is colliding beautifully. And so you got to respect your feelings. I remember since Santana, when she had the conversation with Joe Budden, or whatever the case may be, like, he really shut down her feelings so much. And so, but when we validate our own feelings and we accept how we feel, we're not going into situation wanting a man to validate who we are and to validate our feelings and everything like that. But you gotta, if you're gonna pick somebody, you have to pick someone that does respect your feelings, and they do respect, you know, your boundaries, and they do respect your time, you know, because you already set that standard for yourself. You know, that's where it starts, right? And so those are just a few things. You can go through the article yourself. I'm going to put it in the description bar, and I cannot stress this enough, where, you know, we have to be able to treat ourselves with love and respect, and then that's what's going to come into our lives. And when you check a man and you tell him, hey, you will not speak to me that way. Hey, this is what I will not put up with, X, Y, and Z. It doesn't matter if people shame you or bully you. Oh, that's why you're single. Ain't no man going to deal with that, or whatever the case may be. So what? It's better to be single than be with somebody and be miserable and let that person abuse you. You know what I mean? And so oftentimes we give, you know, these people, we create these monsters. And even Kanye, one of his songs, I think it's Power, no one man should have all that power, right? All this power. So you have to keep that in mind when you're dealing with a guy. He should not have that much power over you to the point where you're letting him talk to you any kind of way. You're letting him treat you any kind of way. It doesn't work like that. No. You will not let anybody treat you any kind of way. You are royalty. You are not a peasant. You are a daughter of the king, and you should be treated like royalty. You know what I mean? Like, you have standards for yourself. Have an expectation for yourself. You know what I mean? I remember I had to do this study. I was writing this piece, and I had interviewed a few women, and I was like, what are you looking for in a man? And so the women were so afraid to answer the question. I said, so what would you like for him to do? I mean, you know, if he opens the door for me, I mean, that's okay. Like, they were like so afraid to say that. And I was like, why can't you say you want somebody to open the door for you? Say it. You know what I mean? You want somebody to be chivalrous. You want some, like, why can't you say that? Because we get shamed. Right? We get taught you're not supposed to have needs as a woman. You get taught you're not supposed to have desires as a woman. You're supposed to take what you can get, right? Even if it's crumbs. And guess what? You cannot be full off of crumbs, because women, when we give everything when we step into a relationship, right? We give our hearts and our souls when we jump into relationships. And guess what? From here on out, you're not going to accept anything less than what you give. They love to say, oh, throw away the list. Are you what's on your list? You know what I mean? And guess what? Y'all are picking people that's not even half of who you are. They're not half of who you are, right? You're giving, you're loving, you're empathetic. You know what I mean? You're considerate, you're thoughtful, and you're picking men that are not that way. You're not equally yoked with somebody like that. You're not, that person doesn't, you're not even compatible with that person. That person can't remember your birthday. They can't remember anything about you. Do you know what I mean? They're thoughtless. Why are you picking somebody like that? You should not. You should be picking someone that complements who you already are. Forget that opposite attracts thing. You know what I mean? Yes, you know, if you're outspoken and the person might be a little bit more mellow, it might mesh. I'm not talking about that. Oftentimes, y'all are picking people that don't even fit who you are as a person, and you're trying to make it work. Have more self-respect for yourself. Have more, see yourself in a better regard. Like, you are beautiful, you are amazing, and you deserve the best. Stop allowing people to talk you out of what you know you deserve and what you want. And that's all I gotta say about that. I'm getting mad. I might just throw my phone right now. I'm a woosah, but I love y'all, and stay tuned for the next video.